Hey everybody, it's B Diz the Rockstar, part of SuperObvious. In this video, we're talking about the Black Widow movie. Like and share the video, comment below, and let me know what you thought about the movie, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Let's go. First off, after hearing that Black Widow was having her own solo movie, I really wanted this movie to be good. The reason I thought this was interesting was because this is a Marvel movie where our superhero doesn't have any powers. Natasha Romanoff is a spy, assassin, but does not have any powers. She is a normal human being. The start of the movie is seeing Natasha, her little sister Yelena, and their mom Alina setting up to have dinner. The dad Alexei shows up and can tell something is wrong with him. He gives the news that they all need to leave pretty much like now. They take a trip to this airfield where the mom and daughters get on this small plane. We also see that Alexei is an advanced human because he just flips this huge ass garbage container like it's nothing. Upon them trying to leave, SHIELD authorities try to stop them, but Alexei shoots at their vehicles and jumps onto the wing on the outside of the plane while they take off. This was cool, but also kinda sad that Tosh and Yelena already know about gathering ammo for guns, prepping planes for takeoff, and even flying planes. Their parents have already taught them these skills, and they are just kids. Yelena is only 6 years old. They arrive in Cuba, where Alexei gives Dreykov a disc with a bunch of info on it, which seems to have been the mission. After Tosh takes a soldier's gun and threatens to shoot guards around her and her sister, Alexei talks her down, and both sisters are tranquilized and transported in a boxed cargo container along with a bunch of little girls, where Dreykov picks the girls that he wants, and we see that Tosh and Yelena are separated, which hints that they won't be together for some time. All this happens as we see the opening credits, and during the credits we see that Tosh is already being molded and is training. It's a very emotional start to the movie. I'm not going to go over the whole movie, but hit some of the main points and also let you know what I think. We do a time jump of 21 years. Something interesting is after the credits we see Ross and his agents trying to find Tosh. She is wanted for violating the Sokovia Accords, which is what split the Avengers in half during Civil War, and still thinks she is the one who killed the King of Wakanda, aka Black Panther's dad. Ross says their real names, but basically Hawkeye, the Falcon, and Ant-Man are all in custody and Steve Rogers is on the run. We go to Morocco, where we see Yelena chasing a subject down where she is sprayed with this red mist. Yelena goes from trying to kill this woman to caring for her well-being. And what this hints at is that when hit with this mist, you go from a stone cold widow killer to someone where all this brainwashing shit goes away, which is interesting. We go to Norway, where a guy named Rick has Tosh set up with his trailer, generator, bogus passports, and a bunch of other stuff, so she is good to go with whatever she wants to do next. Her generator stops working, and she goes to the city to get fuel for it. During this ride, her car blows up onto a bridge, and she is attacked by this super soldier that seems like it's able to mimic her moves. The soldier is after the red serums that we seen earlier. After they fight for a bit, Tosh is super kicked off the bridge and took all the serums with her, and sees a pic of her and Yelena when they were younger and together as sisters. We go to Budapest, where Tosh meets up with her sis and they have this brutal ass fight. After they call a truce, they talk for a while and catch up on things that have happened. They talk about the red serum that stops mind control, other Avengers, and how Tosh swears that Dreykov is dead, but Yelena is not convinced at all. They are then ambushed by a bunch of widows. We also see that Dreykov is able to control widows and make them kill themselves if he wants. As far as the movie, one of the best things is the relationship between Tosh and her sis. Yelena is kind of a bitch and gives Tosh shit pretty much during the whole movie. They really do act like sisters, which is cool. One of the funny things that happens between them is Yelena joking Tosh for being a poser, doing the signature superhero landing pose that she does. One of my favorite scenes is when we go to prison where Alexei is being held. He is arm wrestling prisoners back to back and winning with no effort because he is an advanced human. And he is doing this while getting a huge ass back tattoo. Tosh and Yelena are trying to break him out. Once on the outside of the prison, Tosh is on a upper deck while Yelena is flying the chopper and getting shot at by guards. She has enough, puts the chopper in autopilot, and shoots a rocket at a security tower, blowing it up, which causes this avalanche to start. Alexei starts making his way up to the upper deck and gets picked up by Tosh, who is hanging by a rope while Alexei flies them out of there. There is also the talk about the Red Room. We have a quote-unquote family reunion where they meet up with their mom Alina, who was supposed to be dead. They talk and have drinks, but there is a lot of tension and emotion because their whole quote-unquote family is completely fake. Tosh does most of the talking and showing her frustration, where Yelena is kind of just sitting there and sad while listening to everybody else. Not long after this, the whole house gets invaded and everyone is captured. Well, except Melina, who seems like she called in to make this happen. A funny part is when Alexei gets hit with a tranq dart, and before we can brag about how this won't phase him since he's an advanced, he gets hit with like 20 more tranq darts and falls down instantly. After that, we are pretty much at the third act of the movie, so I won't talk about the rest of it. One thing I've always liked about Black Widow is her fighting style. She has this lucha cruiserweight wrestling style with a bunch of swinging head scissor takedowns, drop kicks, and really quick maneuvers. Also, that she is a human without powers just like us. I think her sister Yelena was pretty much the MVP of the movie. I really liked her. And Alexei was the comic relief. He was funny during the whole movie. I really liked David Harbour as an actor. One thing I didn't like is that our main villain, or even sub-villain, didn't have a lot of screen time in a movie that's 2 hours. This did kind of seem like a movie, just a set of future Marvel movies, so some would consider this a filler. Oh, spoiler warning. So the end credit of the movie is Yelena going to a grave site and it's Natasha's. Remember, she died during Avengers Endgame. A lady named Dreyfus shows Yelena a pic of Hawkeye and lets her know he was the one who killed her sister. But if you've seen Endgame, we know that Tosh dying wasn't because of Hawkeye. They were arguing back and forth on who was going to sacrifice themselves to help the Avengers defeat Thanos. So this whole misunderstanding and this fueling Yelena to go after Hawkeye is an interesting seed being planted for a future Marvel storyline in a movie. I think this movie had some cool fight and chasing scenes along with special effects. Overall, I thought the movie was pretty okay. It was about what I expected. But yeah guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments how you felt about the movie. Like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totally for sure.